What's going on, beautiful people? It is I, your flying locomotive and faster than a speeding bullet SuperCliff, coming at you live with a brand new video. So for today's video, I want to talk about the upcoming Deadpool and Wolverine movie, specifically the TVA, the Time Variance Authority, which is heavily featured in the Loki TV series, and why I believe Deadpool and Wolverine will make what we know about the TVA and sort of make everything that happened in the past 1000% mute. Essentially what happened before is over there in the corner, Loki season 1 and 2, whereas the real party is happening right here in the middle. But before we dive into the machinations of Deadpool, Marvel Studios, and the TVA, if you are new to the channel, then smash that like and subscribe button. That way you guys never miss out on anything that happens on this majestic channel. So what are you waiting for? Let's raise the bar and go full on Super Saiyan. Hit that subscribe button. Thus, without further ado, let's get crazy. So as I've said many times before, but I'll say it again, the MCU post-Endgame has been lacking quality and also lacking a sense of direction. A lot of their movies haven't hit with the general audiences, and also the story, or lack thereof. It's not that interesting. Obviously, the multiverse saga was being set up to follow the MCU and its heroes against the machinations of Kang the Conqueror and the Council of Kangs, lead into Secret Wars, but with the firing of Jonathan Majors, along with the terrible reception of the Kang character, the MCU has 1000% shifted focus and are now going in a whole new direction. In the year of 2024, only one MCU movie will be featured, which of course is Deadpool and Wolverine. Now, in my opinion, the way this movie is being sold to the audiences is that it's sort of a palate cleanser. I believe in terms of the MCU having an actual plan / an actual direction of where they want to venture, I believe Deadpool and Wolverine will not only be a successful movie in terms of critical reception and that of box office success, but it will also be the new jumping on point for moviegoers entering the MCU world without a Tony Stark. Now, there are many reasons why I believe Marvel's phases 4 and 5 haven't worked, but one of those reasons is without a doubt the combination of general audiences being forced to watch Marvel Disney Plus shows in order to know what's happening. I think on paper that was a cool idea at one point, especially in the year of 2019 where Marvel Studios was just slapping everyone. It was an invincible studio, a behemoth of a winner, but at the end of the day, the amount of investment into a show is much more consuming than a 2-hour movie. Now you're probably asking the question, okay, but what does this video have to do with the TVA? Well, hang on to your butt there, sir, or miss, because I'm about to get into it. The TVA, the Time Variance Authority, made its MCU debut in Loki Season 1, back in 2021. Now the thing about the Loki show, and spoilers for a 3-year-old show / season, but as we follow Loki and his character throughout, we learn a lot about the organization, the way the TVA is governed, its belief system, their mission, fixing the timeline, ensuring stability, but also the rules, how the TVA works, the pruning weapons, the dogma, and the person who created it being a Kang variant. There was a lot of important information in Loki, but more importantly, the MCU's newest bad guy, the new Thanos, if you will, wasn't introduced in a movie or highly anticipated film featuring a new squad of Avengers. Nope, he was introduced in a freaking show. And not only that, but a lot of what Phase 4 and 5 is about in terms of variance in the multiverse, a lot of that was explained in Loki. Now, I'm not saying no one watched the show Loki, but what I am saying is that the show, despite it being the best of all the live-action MCU shows on Disney+, it wasn't getting the same number of eyes as it would if it were a movie. Okay, so fast forward to the now. Marvel Studios is heading in a new direction. Kang the Conqueror is no longer the big bad, but Marvel is still using the TVA. Therefore, I believe Deadpool and Wolverine will essentially soft reboot the multiverse saga. And in terms of the TVA, that's exactly what Deadpool and Wolverine will do. This movie will provide a synopsis of who and what the TVA is. The film will make it more palatable for the general moviegoer audience. And unlike the show, you don't need to spend 6 to 12 hours on understanding the TVA and what they're all about. Like, you can legit have one scene where Tom from Succession gives Wade a rundown of what's happening, and that will suffice. Basically compared to how Marvel treated Thunderbolt Ross. Thunderbolt Ross first debuted back in 2008's The Incredible Hulk, a movie that no one saw at the time and one that the MCU has largely ignored. But once he showed up in Captain America Civil War, boom. Everyone understands who this character is, what motivates him, and what sort of, antagonistic role he plays. So yeah, that's basically what I believe Deadpool and Wolverine will do. It will sort of repaint the multiverse saga and sort of act as a jumping on point for the general audience. Basically paint the TVA in a much more palatable sense that people who aren't, invested in the shows can just kind of get into and understand what's happening. At least that's my hope, but I'm fairly certain that's something they're going to do. So yeah, as always, I'm your majestic sailor aboard SuperCliff, and if you guys are new to the channel, then do me a solid by smashing that like and subscribe button, and also the notification bell so you'll never miss out on an upload, and so you'll always be kept up to date with your favorite top tier comics, comic book movie news, and all that fun comic book stuff in this delicious comic book world. Now tell me, what are your thoughts and opinions on my take regarding Deadpool 3 and the TVA? Do y'all think the TVA will get a soft reboot? Will Deadpool and Wolverine clean up some things to make the multiverse saga more accessible and, moving forward? Let me know down in the comment section below. And until the next video, peace. Giggity goo.